Our number one thing is to make sure that every child can be proficient in reading. All of academic success, professional success, civic engagement, you name it, everything revolves around reading. You can't go to a doctor's office without having to read and sign a waiver. You can't go to the driver's license test without reading and taking the test. So reading is a gatekeeper skill that if we cannot get every single child to master it, then we have societal problems.
When I started teaching, I was teaching fourth grade. Fourth grade students, they know how to read, but I would come against these problems where they were reading the words on the page, but they weren't able to discuss the text. They didn't fully understand what was going on. And I didn't understand that, and I didn't know what to do with that.
They can read every word on the page, but then when you ask them a comprehension question, they have no idea what they read.
And I get a flyer online about this reading comprehension professional development. And so I took it online, and it was a game changer.
I called my principal and I was like, this is the best thing.
It's like someone just pulled the curtain back and everything was clear.
These are a few of the many Texan educators who give straight A's to an evidence-based system for improving reading comprehension, developed by a team at Texas A&M University. The methodology is catching on across Texas and around the globe. Educators see firsthand what scientific studies have proven. Use of the system leads to eager readers earning higher scores on standardized tests.
I'm going to use the word astronomical. We showed increase to the point where district-wide people are noticing what Keller's done. Talk to the students. And it just, the smiles and the success that they felt.
The Straight A team at Texas A&M is led by a professor in the College of Education and Human Development, a woman who trained as an engineer and computer scientist, and who as a child struggled with reading herself.
My name is Kausale K. Vijayakumar. Everybody calls me K. Engineer by trade and literacy leader by choice.
Kay calls her learning methodology CAT, which stands for Knowledge, Acquisition, and Transformation. CAT teaches children to recognize different types of text so they can select important ideas and connect information logically.
When you read something, typically children have a great deal of difficulty figuring out what's important because they're lacking the life experience that adults have. In this CAT framework, we tell the students we want you to be comprehension detectives. And as a detective, you're looking to see, is there a problem in this story? Was the problem solved? Do you know why the problem happened?
It's giving us a way to approach every text, so you're not recreating the wheel with everything you read. And so the discussions in the classroom went to a deeper level.
At Texas A&M, Kay serves as the director of the Center for Urban School Partnerships and the head of the Advanced Literary Studies program. In the past 6 years alone, she and her team have trained more than 12,000 teachers and reached more than 200,000 students.
We work in multiple districts in the Rio Grande Valley, in the Houston metropolitan area, the Dallas metropolitan area, and the El Paso area. So we are in Arkansas, Utah, California, Oklahoma, and we are going to soon be in Connecticut and more schools in the Northeast. We have people in Vietnam and Jamaica using this technique, New Zealand using this technique.
I had a student who, he walked in, he said, I hate reading, I hate this class, and I'm gonna flunk the class, and I'm never gonna pass the STAR test. I started to work with him more with the CAT framework. Fast forward to the end of the school year, we take the STAR test. I get my scores in the summer, and the student masters the STAR test.
When I was growing up, I excelled at math. So I would get 100 on every math test. And if you gave me math worksheets, I'd ask for more. But reading, I was kind of mediocre at it. My father, who was an avid reader, would always tell me, oh, darling, you need to just read more and that you'll get better. And I was not inclined to read more because I wasn't doing very well at it. I never got any better until I found the logic behind reading. I started off as an electrical engineer, and then I went on to earn a master's degree from the University of Pittsburgh in computer science, and then also did a half master's degree in mathematics at North Carolina State, and then completed a PhD at Penn State in educational psychology and cognitive science.
At Penn State, Kay learned the logic behind reading from Dr. Bonnie Meyer, a professor of education psychology who pioneered the study of text structures to comprehend the essence of any type of writing.
She actually presented to me this long line of research on these things that she referred to as text structures. Basically, they are thinking structures: compare, contrast, problem and solution, cause and effect, sequence and description. Everything that we do in life, whether we're making a decision about buying insurance or whether we're looking to solve a problem, revolves around these 5 text structures.
Teaming up with Meyer and others, Kay began a career-long mission to share the logic of reading comprehension with children everywhere. In the early 2000s, they developed computer software called ITSS, Intelligent Tutoring for the Structure Strategy, that students could use independently.
That's the first set of results that are very powerful, that showed that children can, in fact, learn and apply this and do better on their standardized test.
Scientific studies on the positive effects of ITSS have been affirmed by 2 top outside agencies, the What Works Clearinghouse at the U.S. Institute of Educational Sciences and the Center for Research and Reform in Education at Johns Hopkins University.
What we're doing has impacted not just reading, but social studies, science. You read in every subject.
In 2015, shortly after Kay joined the faculty at Texas A&M, her team went to Brownsville to study whether their software and teaching method could help students from high poverty backgrounds.
That's when we really noticed that we could do even better than our previous results by aligning the school's curriculums. This allowed daily instruction about these essential skills to happen without, breaking a stride.
It scaffolds everything into understanding the main idea of the whole selection and the paragraphs that they are reading. And I've seen the growth and the understanding and the willingness to participate when we're doing this program. Students are not hesitant to go ahead and shout out what they think.
Schools in Brownsville saw dramatic improvements on the Texas STAR test. Keller Elementary went from a 70% pass rate to 100% pass rate in just 2 years.
We got a 6-star distinction as well. Fine. We're very proud of our teachers and our kiddos.
It was phenomenal. And in particular, 4th grade, double-digit figures increase in all of the tests. So it just shows how one component, text structures, really has that ultimate effect.
I was in a class observing, and this little girl turns around and she goes, "Do you know about the CAT method?" And I said, "I do, but tell me about it." And she goes, "Well, before I learned it, I didn't know how to read, and now I've passed my STAR test." And she goes, "You should tell everybody that they should do the CAT method. It's made me a reader."